Bethlehem, make ready. Eden has been opened for all. Ephrata, prepare yourself, for the tree of life has blossomed from the Virgin in the cave. Her womb has become a spiritual paradise in which divinity was planted. If we partake of it, we shall live and not die like Adam. Christ is born to raise up the likeness that had fallen.
Glory to Jesus Christ. This prefestive troparion for Christmas, Bethlehem, make ready, reminds us of the unexpectedness of Jesus. The tree of life has blossomed forth from the Virgin in the cave. Trees don't grow in caves normally, just as children are not normally born in caves. These days, we go to hospitals or we have midwives help women give birth at their homes, but not in a cave. Not in a place where animals are kept. Children are not laid in mangers. And perhaps this is all a foreshadowing of what is to come. That indeed, it seems inappropriate to so many that God would choose to dwell among us, lowly creatures. How could it be that the true Son of God would actually consort with prostitutes and tax collectors, people who are betrayers of the moral code and the political importance of a nation? How could it be? And yet it is. We take Jesus Christ for granted because many of us grew up as Christians. And so we don't really remember a time when we weren't going to church, practicing our faith, however much it might have been practice, rather than making perfect. But it's good for us to be in touch with just how unexpected this Jesus is. Because indeed, I do believe that Jesus really has an unexpected message, a disruption for our lives, even today, even those of us who have been practicing the Christian faith for an extended time. Mary's womb has become a spiritual paradise where divine fruit was planted. We don't expect divinity to be mingled with humanity, and yet, if we remember from the beginning, God created man in his image and after his likeness. And so in some sense, the divine seed is already being prepared for by our very existence. It's just that sin keeps us away, turned away from the fullness of the creation that we are meant to fulfill. Trees don't grow in caves. Divine beings don't really get born from women. And there's no reason to think that the Son of God would actually want to dwell among us, let alone consort with prostitutes and tax collectors, people who betray the morals and the politics of his own nation. And yet that's exactly what Christ does, because Jesus Christ is coming forth to bring back to life the likeness that had been lost. And so he invites us, but he does that by spending time with us, in a sense, wooing us, trying to attract our attention so that we will actually want to spend time with him. Christmas, for many, is simply a celebration a time of rejoicing, a time perhaps of gift-giving, a time of magic. But for we who have faith in Jesus Christ, it's something deeper and broader, something far more meaningful than a magical experience. For us, the magic of Christmas is indeed the very presence of God in our midst. Emmanuel, God is with us. God saving us, the meaning of the word Jesus. Christmas is the birth of our Messiah, Christ, Savior. And so, for us who have faith, gifts given are simply a sign of that love shared by God with man, and therefore we, his subjects, we, his creation, sharing it with each other because we recognize that we are made in his image and after his likeness. Perhaps the greatest magic of Christmas is simply to allow our hearts to be in awe that God would even give his very self. So much does he want to dwell with us. And then the rest of the magic is up to us and how we choose to respond with open hearts.